What's up everybody, welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Joe Frazier was born on January 12, 1944 in Beaufort, South Carolina, to a large family of 12 children. Growing up in poverty on a farm, Frazier's early life was tough. His parents worked hard to make ends meet, and Joe helped with farm work from a young age. Despite the hardships, his strong work ethic and determination would shape his future, propelling him to boxing greatness. Frazier's introduction to boxing came through makeshift training sessions in his youth, where he would spar with neighborhood kids. Inspired by stories of boxing champions, especially Joe Louis, Frazier started to dream of a life beyond the farm. At the age of 15, he left South Carolina and moved to Philadelphia, the city where he would build his boxing legacy. Philadelphia in the 1950s and 60s was a tough place for an aspiring athlete, but the city's rich boxing culture provided Frazier with an opportunity to develop his talent. Frazier began training at a local gym under the guidance of Yancey Durham, aka Yank. His relentless style of moving forward, throwing hard punches, and especially his deadly left hook began to take shape. However, it wasn't just the physical power that made Frazier special, it was his indomitable will. Frazier's amateur career hit its peak in 1964 when he won gold at the Tokyo Olympics. Interestingly, he wasn't originally selected for the US Olympics team. He was a late replacement for another boxer who was injured, and Frazier entered the competition with little expectation. But in typical Frazier fashion, he defied the odds. In the final, despite fighting with a broken thumb, he knocked out his opponent, earning Olympic gold in the heavyweight division. This achievement made Frazier a national hero and set the stage for his professional career. Joe Frazier turned professional in 1965, quickly making a name for himself in the heavyweight division. His fighting style was aggressive, and he was known for his relentless forward pressure, powerful punches, and particularly his devastating left hook. Over the next 5 years, Frazier dominated his opponents, building a record of wins by knockout. In 1968, he was one of the top contenders in the heavyweight division. In the year 1970, Frazier claimed the undisputed heavyweight title after defeating Jimmy Ellis. He had already won the New York State Athletic Commission title a year earlier, but became the official world champion after beating Ellis in a 4-round bout. His victory put him at the pinnacle of the sport. As Frazier rose to prominence, another iconic boxer was making headlines, Muhammad Ali. Ali had been stripped of his heavyweight titles in 1967 after refusing to serve in the Vietnam War. After a 3.5-year exile from the sport, Ali was eager to reclaim his crown, and Frazier was the reigning champion standing in his way. The two men couldn't have been more different. Frazier was quiet, hardworking, and straightforward, while Ali was brash, flamboyant, and famous for his poetic trash talk. Their rivalry was fueled not just by their skills in the ring, but by their contrasting personalities and views on social and political issues, including the Vietnam War and civil rights. Their first fight, billed as the fight of the century, took place on March 8, 1971 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. It was more than a boxing match, it was a cultural event. Ali, who had never lost a professional fight, was seeking to reclaim his title. Frazier, who felt that Ali had disrespected him with personal insults, was determined to prove he was the true champion. The fight lived up to its billing. Both men fought with ferocity, but Frazier's power and relentless pressure were too much for Ali. In the 15th round, Frazier knocked Ali down with his signature left hook, securing a unanimous decision victory. It was Ali's first defeat, and Frazier became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Despite the glory of his victory over Ali, Frazier's reign as champion would not last long. In 1973, he faced the young and powerful George Foreman in Kingston, Jamaica. Foreman was a towering, hard-hitting fighter, and in one of the most one-sided fights in heavyweight history, he knocked Frazier down 6 times in 2 rounds before the referee stopped the fight. Frazier had lost his title. Frazier's career continued, and although he remained a top contender, his defeat to Foreman signaled the beginning of the end for his dominance. The most famous chapter of the Ali-Frazier rivalry, and one of the most brutal fights in boxing history, came on October 1, 1975 in the Philippines, dubbed the Thriller in Manila. This was the third and final encounter between the two rivals. By this time, Ali had regained the heavyweight title after defeating George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle. The fight took place in sweltering conditions, with temperatures reaching nearly 38 degrees Celsius. Frazier and Ali fought fiercely from the opening bell. Ali used his speed and jab to control the early rounds, but as the fight progressed, Frazier's relentless attack began to wear Ali down. In the 12th round, both men were exhausted, but neither was willing to back down. Frazier's face was badly swollen and he could barely see out of his eyes, but he continued to throw punches. Ali too was on the brink of collapse, later admitting that the fight was the closest he had ever come to death in the ring. After the 14th round, Frazier's trainer made the difficult decision to stop the fight. Concerned for Frazier's safety, Ali was declared the winner by technical knockout, but both men had fought relentlessly, and the fight is still considered one of the greatest in boxing history. After the thriller in Manila, Frazier's career slowed. He fought George Foreman again in 1976, but lost by knockout. He then briefly retired, but made a comeback in 1981, fighting once more before retiring for good with a record of 32 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw. Post-boxing, Frazier struggled with financial problems and health issues. He ran a boxing gym in Philadelphia, helping to train young fighters, but his personal life was filled with challenges. Despite his financial difficulties, Frazier's legacy remained intact. Frazier had a complicated relationship with Muhammad Ali. Though they had been fierce rivals, they reconciled in their later years. Ali publicly expressed admiration for Frazier's toughness and fighting spirit, and when Frazier passed away on November 7, 2011, after a battle with liver cancer, Ali was one of the first to offer his condolences, calling him a great champion.